Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Post Falls Urban Renewal Commission meeting for August 18th, 2016. I'd like to now call it to order and ask Director Fountain if she would please call the roll.
Absolutely. Baltzell?
Here.
Carstensen?
Here.
Crosby?
Here.
Malzahn?
Here.
Davis? Here. Coles has not yet arrived. Hauser?
Here.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a quorum, and I've asked our newest commissioner, Rich Hauser, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Rich?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all, and again, good morning. I'm not aware of any ceremonies, appointments, or announcements that need to take place. We've more than once said hello to Rich Hauser, so I guess we can say hello, Rich Hauser, one more time, and glad to have you on board.
Thank you.
We're also grateful for the service of Paula Berman that she provided to us for several years. So, okay, conflict disclosure. Is there anything on the agenda that any of the commissioners would have a conflict with in any way, shape, or form? Could you please disclose that now? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to our consent calendar. Director Fountain.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Baltzell and Commissioners. Item A in the consent calendar is the Commission meeting minutes of July 21st, 2016. Item B is the Commission meeting workshop minutes, August 10th, 2016. Item C is the payables for this month totaling $893,062.30. Semi-annual loan payments to Community First and Washington Trust Bank are included in the payables, as well as an invoice to the City of Post Falls for the Spencer Street project in the amount of $75,906.23, which will be funded from a loan advance in that amount at Washington Trust Bank. Item D is the bank activity report, which shows all funds totaling $4,450,616.70 and accrued interest for the month of $1,005.85. Item E is the financial reports as of July 31st that are as printed from our in-house QuickBooks accounting system and will be posted to the website as usual. Your approval of the consent calendar will authorize the transfer of $1,005.85 accrued interest to the general fund and transfer to the INB checking account of $893,062.30 for general payables. Mr. Chairman, I would answer any questions.
Any questions, Commissioners, on the consent calendar?
Mr. Chairman, I move the approval of this consent calendar.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We need a roll call vote.
Yes.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Baltzell?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Crosby?
Aye.
Malzahn?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Hauser?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Now the committee updates, Finance and Policy. Commissioner Crosby, please.
Chairman, we are finalizing the draft of policy number 1. We've received all of Mr. Bredeson's comment. We've received all of Pete's comments, and we should be able to get that to the September meeting or the October meeting, depending on how many other items we have.
That'll be ready for September's workshop or the commission meeting?
Should be, yes, should
Okay.
be.
All right, very good. Anything else? Not moving on. District review. Commissioner Coles is not with us at this time. Does anybody else on the committee have anything to report? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to Communications, Property, and Personnel. Commissioner Carstensen.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Citizen comments. This section of the agenda is reserved for citizens wishing to address the commission regarding an agency-related issue. Comments related to future public hearings should be held for that public hearing. Persons wishing to speak will have 5 minutes. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak? Okay, it doesn't look like anyone. Okay, moving on to item number 7. A public hearing will be held on the proposed fiscal year 2017 budget for the Post Falls Urban Renewal Agency. If anyone wishes to speak and has not yet filled out a form, please do so now and give it to the Executive Director. Notice of the public hearing was published on August 4th and August 11th as required by Idaho Code, Section 50-29035. Public hearing is now open. Treasurer Crosby, would you present the budget?
Good morning, Chairman and members of the Commission. The budget we present today differs slightly from the one discussed and reviewed at our July meeting and publicized in the press. The difference is due to an increase in the assessed valuations of properties located within each of our existing urban renewal districts. At the time we prepared and published the fiscal year 2017 budget, as required by law, we had not yet received the updated assessed valuations from the county and used the valuations that we had from 2016. On July 28th, we received the assessed valuations for fiscal year 2017 for properties located within each district and have incorporated and updated information within this final budget. The increased valuations expand our revenue projections by $428,792, and you can see them essentially in the revenue section, they're highlighted, and in the expenditure section. So the same number that represents our projected tax increment for 2017 plus any carryover funds is shown as increment and the potential expenditures. Some tax increment results from new development within each district, coming from with properties coming on the tax rolls, especially East Post Falls and West Saltese 2. All other revenue items, such as interest and income, remain unchanged. Expenditures for proponent reimbursement were the only increases in the expense items on the budget, reflecting the projected increase in tax increment. As was noted in our initial budget presentation, the increment received by the agency is projected to be expended to reimburse proponents for public improvements that have been completed, verified, and approved by the agency and dedicated to and accepted by the city. This includes a repayment of debt incurred for public improvements in districts where there is no developer proponent, such as City Center and East Post Falls, and includes such improvements as Spencer Street, Spokane Street improvements, and Greens Ferry. Scheduled debt repayment comprises 36% of the proponent reimbursement expenses projected in this section of the budget. For budgeting purposes, the agency annually projects that all of the increment revenues received in any fiscal year, plus any carryover amounts from prior years, will be paid out in the current fiscal year. As previously noted, however, no reimbursements are made until such public improvements are fully completed, reviewed, and accepted by the city. And the agency has had its consulting engineers review the cost and agreed to accept the improvements. Funds not paid out in any fiscal year are carried over, quote unquote, to the next fiscal year. Projected operating expenses have not changed from those projected in the July budget presentation and total $142,001, which is a decrease from our fiscal 2016 operating expenses of $70,380, or 33%. Included in operations is a projected allocation of $32,610 to be returned to the agency's general fund. Are there any questions?
Any questions of this presentation? Okay, I see none.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Director Fountain, do we have any citizens that have turned in forms that wish to address the budget?
There have been none.
Okay. All right, that being the case, I will now close the public part of the hearing, get to do that again, and open commissioner deliberations and action as appropriate. Commissioners? Well, I just want to say that I think they've done an excellent job in putting the budget together with the staff and the commission committeemen, and appreciate that. I think it's a good budget that is realistic, one that is conservative, and I think we're still continue to be good stewards of the community's money, and we want to continue to do that, and I think by this process we will. Commissioner?
Just one comment, just for clarification on my part. The increase in the revenues because of the valuation change, there will be increased revenues. And those increase in revenues are then put into the increased expenditures for the proponent reimbursement. So nothing else in the budget has changed.
No, you're not going to get a raise.
Correct. That's correct.
Yes. Just to make that point clear.
And that's a good point for the community, especially to know. Okay. Any other comments on the budget action? Excellent job, everybody. At this point, then we'll move on to unfinished business.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we adopt the budget.
Okay, we need to do that before we do the resolution, I suppose.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, the resolution actually adopts
that
the
actually is
budget,
it.
so you
Sorry.
can just adopt
Okay.
the resolution.
So
Right.
let's do it that way, okay? I would entertain a motion to approve the fiscal year 2017 budget and adopt Resolution 2016-02. If somebody would like to make that motion and second it, then we can move forward with that.
I'd make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Moved and seconded to approve the resolution. We need a roll call vote on that.
Voice vote's fine on that.
Voice, okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The budget is approved. Okay, thank you all very much. And now we'll move on to new business. Approval of semi-annual proponent reimbursements. Diane?
Thank you. The semi-annual proponent reimbursements total $617,465.32 and are from tax increment received within the urban renewal districts and will be distributed as follows. In the Centerpoint District, the proponent being Point Partners LLC, their reimbursement will be $403,923.84, which will leave them with a remaining obligation of $2,594,276.75. In the Tullamore District, the proponent is Copper Basin Construction. We'll reimburse them $162,168.54. Remaining obligation on that district is $2,703,56.14. Tullamore Commons 2, Whitewater Creek Construction is a proponent. Their reimbursement is $12,879.96, with a remaining obligation of $276,290.05. And in West Saltese, Greenstone Corporation is the proponent. Their reimbursement totals $38,492.98, and the remaining obligation in that district is $1,029,910.57. If a proponent developer of a district puts in additional infrastructure as approved in the plan, they submit those costs, which are reviewed by Welsh Comer. After review and approval of commission, those costs will be added to the existing obligation. A motion would be in order to approve the semi-annual proponent reimbursements as presented.
Okay. Any questions on that information? If not, is somebody willing to make a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion, we accept
I'll
the
second.
Or a second?
semi-annual reimbursement.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Jamie seconded. Okay, and do we need a roll call vote?
Yes.
Okay.
Baltzell,
Aye?
Carstensen,
Aye.
Crosby,
Aye.
Malzahn,
Aye.
Davis. Aye. Hauser.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Staff report and updates. Anything additional, Diane, that you'd like to share?
I thought so. Sorry. I do not know what I did with my piece of paper. There's, on the Greens Ferry overpass, we are completing the items on there. They, of course, did the epoxy overlay. And pavement markings is an outstanding item, and they are waiting for those pavement markings to come in. So hopefully by the end of next week, that project will be completed. We'll be able to close that out.
And we did sign the deeds on those two pieces of property back to the city. I signed
Right.
those this week.
Yep, those were recorded yesterday, I believe. Yep.
What else is left on that latest punch list?
They just have some swell work done, and they are helping coordinate some of the utility work that needs to be completed.
There's no additional cost that's going to come to us?
There should not be any additional costs.
So if we just have a couple of those items left, at what point should we be considering releasing the holdback?
We probably have to wait until we get at least a verbal confirmation from the city that they will accept the project as is. So,
And I would suggest that it would come in writing as opposed to
Right.
verbal in order to
a letter
release
of
those
acceptance.
funds. Mr. Crosby.
Dan, do we have anything from ITD with regard to their portion of accepting whatever obligations and rights they have with regard to the overpass?
Yes, Commissioner Crosby, we did receive a letter from ITD accepting the project with the conditions of the epoxy overlay. So we do have that letter in our possession.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good.
So with that epoxy overlay completed, do we need an updated letter from ITD?
No, I don't believe we would.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
It was unfortunate because it kind of led the newspaper report on that, saying that that work was going to be begun, kind of left the idea that it was maintenance, that something was broken, they had to fix it. Well, that's not quite true. I think it's part of the process in that, and so, but I'm glad they got it done and we can press on. I think they did some type of similar work on the sidewalks as well.
They did,
So,
yes.
okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, excellent. Any other part of your staff report for the moment?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner comments?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask the city to look at the weed abatement ordinances that we have and see if something can be done, particularly with regard to some of the vacant properties in city center. We've devoted a lot of effort with the city, to improving some of the streets, but driving down, particularly Spokane Street, there are significant weed growth on many of the vacant properties, which certainly detracts from the appearance. And if the city has the authority within their existing ordinances to enforce that, I'd really appreciate it if they could take a look at that.
Okay, and I got a nod from the head of the head, so I'm sure that she'll look into that and get a response back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other comments? None? Okay, go down to chairman comments. That would be me. And I'd just like to say, of course, welcome to Rich, to this group, and also to compliment Diane and Pete for the work they're doing. Diane stepped into a pair of big shoes, and I think they fit her now, and she's doing it well, and I appreciate that. She's staying up to date and being responsive to the commission members, and I appreciate that very much. You're doing a great job, Diane. Thank you.
Thank you, I'm enjoying it.
Any other comments from anyone? Pete, do you have any goodness to add here?
Not really, no, I don't. But
Okay.
I think picking up where former Commissioner Holloway left off, everybody make sure and go to the North Idaho Fair next week, so.
Good point. Absolutely. My granddaughter's already told me, so we'll for sure be there. But nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Second.
To-
Take your pick, Diane.
Okay.
Don't slow it down now.
Hi.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We're adjourned.